Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will continue our discussion on Docker. So let's start with these two things. There is a company called Docker Inc. and there is the technology Docker. They are closely linked, but they are not the same. So let's talk it separately. So what is Docker Inc., the company? It's a technology startup from San Francisco and they are all about helping people move to containers and providing an enterprise class platform with the usual type of support agreements that most enterprise demands, uh, which could be develop productive tools, automate the deployment, provide supports, and fulfill enterprise demands. So that is all about Docker Inc., the company. So now let's talk about the Docker technology. This is all about running your business application inside the container. So what it does, it takes the application code and build it into an image. Then you store that image in a registry somewhere that could be on-prem or in the cloud. It's your call. And you use that image to spin up your application inside the containers. So Docker makes running our app inside the container really easy. So it's all about running and managing app inside the containers. We call apps running in container containerized app. So virtualization and containerization are the two most frequent used mechanism to host application. Right? To develop better understanding around Docker, let's first understand virtualization and container. All right. So first discuss what is virtualization. Virtualization allows to partition a single physical computer into several virtual machines. Each VM can then interact independently and run different OS or application while sharing the resource of a single computer. To make this happen, actually we required hypervisor. So this virtualization required this hypervisor, and hypervisor is a software that creates and runs virtual machine. So hypervisor sits on top of an OS. Hypervisor take physical resources and divide them up so the virtual environment can use them. So what happens now? You have converted your single machine into three different virtual machines, and on top of that you can store or run multiple OS on each virtual machine. Suppose in this VM1, uh, let me take the pen. In VM1, you are running Windows machine. In VM2, you are running Linux, or in VM3, you are running Mac OS. So you can observe here, like on top of this main OS, you have installed three OS in three different uh, virtual machine. So that's the reason it's quite heavyweight and it's not portable. Means if you want some application running over here and if you want to just plug out and want to run somewhere else, so you can't do that because it has multiple dependencies like this OS here we have installed Windows, so you have dependencies on that, right? So that's why it's very heavy and not portable. All right, so now let's understand the benefits of container. Once you use the container, you will get a invisible box around your code. and its dependencies with limited access to its own partition of the file system and hardwares. Remember that in Windows, Linux, and any other operating system, a process is an instance of a running program. A container starts as quickly as a new process. So now you can compare that, how long it takes a boot up an entirely new instance of an operating system. So for container, all you need to host an OS that supports containers and a container runtime. So here you are virtualizing the OS rather than the hardware. The container abstraction makes your code very portable. You can treat the container and hardware as a black box, so you can move your code from development to staging, or from development to production, or even from your laptop to cloud without changing or rebuilding anything. So that's why we can say that container is lightweight and it's very portable. So now let's see side by side picture of virtual machine and container. So in the container, you have installed hostOS, right? And on top of that, we have three guestOS. So it's quite heavy architecture. And on the other hand, we have container. So here just we install OS which supports container and container runtime, and it start very quickly as compared to the virtual machine. So that's the reason we preferred to use container